Alfred Hitchcock's most famous film earns its reputation for a reason. A departure from the scope and large scale of his previous project North by Northwest, this psychological horror was produced on only $800,000 and filmed in black and white by a television crew. The return to simplicity paid off in a big way though, as the picture took home over $50 million in ticket sales, making it the second highest grossing film of 1960. And in a particularly fortuitous move, Hitchcock deferred his standard $250,000 salary for 60% of these profits, which made him a very, very rich man. When a Phoenix secretary, Janet Leigh, embezzles a small fortune from her employer and goes on the run, she meets a peculiar young man, Anthony Perkins, under the domination of his mother when checking into their remote motel. Leigh is seductive and convincing as the nervous thief on the lam, constantly checking over her shoulder while hurrying to get out of town. We spend the first 30 minutes almost exclusively with her, seeing every cop car and potential threat from her paranoid perspective. As the creepy motel owner she reluctantly befriends, Perkins is sublime in his awkward assertiveness, answering a question about spending time with friends by confessing, a boy's best friend is his mother. This is a stunted social outcast who isn't afraid to get what he wants, even if he's extremely nervous while doing so. His nuanced portrayal makes his character one of the most memorable villains in cinema history. Now, to discuss Psycho's most enduring moment, I'll unfortunately have to spoil the film's major mid-act twist. That sequence, of course, is the iconic shower scene, in which Leigh is violently stabbed to death in the bathroom while trying to wash away the guilt of her money-stealing sins. Considering no entry wounds are ever shown and the blood is just monochromatic chocolate syrup, this is an especially graphic and intense sequence. Throughout the picture, the score from Hitchcock's longtime collaborator Berman Herrmann utilizes a muted, strings-only sound to create an unnerving atmosphere, but during this brutal bathtub slaying, the once subdued violins erupt with high-pitched piercing sounds at horrifying velocity, mimicking the knife's unseen stabs. Coupled with the quickly edited close-ups, the result is a visceral sequence that still terrifies audiences 60 years later. I can only imagine how audiences reacted when this film was first screened. The master of suspense earns his namesake from this moment alone, and it also earned the 109-minute film an R rating when it was retroactively scored by the MPAA in 1984. And all of this is to say nothing of the scene's impact on the story itself. Its frightening accomplishments and technical mastery aside, killing off your protagonist halfway into the picture, it dumps traditional narrative structure down the drain. The boldness of Leigh's exit is virtually unparalleled in conventional storytelling. From then on, the story shifts focus to Perkins and his mother, forcing the audience to become implicit with their criminal behavior. When he's destroying the evidence of this bloody crime by scuttling a car in a nearby swamp, you actually get worried when it stops sinking halfway. If anyone sees this exposed bumper, poor Norman Bates will be arrested, you begin thinking. But when the final air bubbles do escape and the Ford Custom 300 slowly sinks beneath the murky water, we share the same smile of relief that Perkins does. Pivoting the narrative focus from the hero to the villain is a stunning twist and a brilliant decision from screenwriter Joseph Stefano. Setting a new level of acceptability for violence, deviant behavior, and sexuality in American films, Psycho was also considered to be the earliest example in the slasher genre. Its influential legacy extends beyond even that, however, as it led to 3 sequels, a prequel, a spin-off, 2 separate TV series, and a drive-by attraction at Universal Studios. This masterwork is hampered only by a single penultimate scene, when a minor character delivers a drawn-out explanation of the entire plot for slower viewers. Spelling things out so directly only serves to kill the perfectly paced narrative, just before the movie's really powerful final monologue. Receiving 4 Oscar nominations and incessant praise, Psycho is Hitchcock's finest achievement, and one indelibly haunting picture. And it's also tonight's featured review, so let's see what you had to say about it. While everyone praised its originality and technical achievements, you held off on the top score, rating this an awesome. After careful consideration and a recent rewatch, I think it's safe to say this is an amazing film. That does it for this individual review, but if you'd like to watch full episodes of Movie Night and submit your own reviews to be included on the show, please visit the Jogwheel YouTube channel. My name is Jonathan Paula, thanks for watching, and have a good movie night.